back for the live session purposes. We should be good right now. Let me just message our tech guy. All right, so I think it's okay. So for the people that are watching the YouTube, just let me know, drop a 1 in the chat box if you can at least hear me, and if you can see the screen, the disclaimer is on for the people that are watching YouTube. Let me just, for myself, put the chat from YouTube here as well. Okay, Jambo is there, so that's great. So we know everything's working. There was apparently something wrong with the stream, but we should be good to go. If there's somebody that says like, hey, there's something wrong, just send it. Can I be your tech guy? Yeah, maybe, because the tech guy now says like, hey, it isn't working yet, but I see that you guys are already there, so maybe there's like a little bit of delay from his side, but that's no problem. Everyone can hear me, so we can continue. For the people that are looking at the chat, oh yeah, there's a disclaimer, of course, trading involves risk, etc, etc. You have been able to view it. So now let's go to the main screen where we can look at the markets, of course. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat box, of course. If you have a certain setup that you're looking at for yourself, drop it in the chat box as well. I'm happy to click on it, to look at it. And just like I have some people, but I don't know where this comes from, sending me these messages as well. So we can definitely see what you guys want to look at, if you guys are looking at something and stuff like that. So I do see what my guy from Trade Camp is looking at. Let me just put it on this screen. That's what he did just send me in the chat, but I think it was in a separate one. There we go. Okay, and there's still something wrong. Give me just 1 second, because I'm not able to type in the chat box. There we go. Everything's working right now. Perfect. So yeah, with these YouTube things, we sometimes have a little bit of problems, difficulties, but that's okay. It happens. So we can have a look at it. But make sure you send out TradingView markups if you want me to look at something. First of all, let's just have a quick recap on what happened last week. We went to the daily zone last week. I said we could see a reaction from this point, and we did have a reaction from this point. Without lying, I went long on this 4-hour order block or institutional candle as well. Got out on Friday somewhere over here, not at the top, somewhere over here, because I was in AUD buys, NZD/USD buys, AUD/JPY buys. So it was in too many different trades, so I decided they were all up. I had a decent amount of percentage that day, so I was like, let me close out on everything, and I'm good for the week. But that's what happened. I did say we could see a reaction from the daily for people that anticipated, that saw something in this movement and could expected the movement to the downside. We did eventually go to the downside, even though myself, I did go long as well, as I said, on a 4-hour, and that's about it. So yeah, this guy is messaging me. Okay, so AUD/USD, at this point we're just breaking lows, and I do think that we can come lower because we did not respect the daily zone from November 23rd, so we have to keep that in mind. Now, yeah, there's still this low to be taken, 6986, so that will also correlate with what the dollar is doing, of course. I do see a possible entry around 73.31 or 73.665, but as you guys all know, I like to have decent setups, clean setups. I don't like to trade uncertainties or anything that isn't clear at that point. That's important for me personally, because yeah, you're always risking your money. Keep that in mind. Even if you're a funded trader, if you're trading on a challenge account or whatever, you're always risking money. So it's better to be safe than sorry. You also have to respect, of course, that if the setup is there, just take it. It's as easy as that. So AUD, I don't have anything too clean on it at this point. No lie. I was anticipating a little bit more bullishness in the beginning of the week, but I said I first want to have a break of structure. Why was I looking at bullishness? Just because I would have better risk to reward possibilities to get us back to the upside and then to the downside. So that happened. For the people that have been asking on YouTube, like, hey, what happened to the NZD? They had like this one COVID case, we had like interest rate decision the night it just happened. For me, it was night, so let's say the night it just happened. But because they went in lockdown the day before, everything was almost priced in. But I'll show you guys some wicks on NZD pairs that was like, yeah, that was just the excuse to trap everybody and to say like, hey, we're taking everybody's stops with us. Everything that we can take, let's take it out, and let's just see where it wants to go, what it wants to do, and how they could actually take extra liquidity into the market for them to be more aggressive in the market. That's what happened on NZD. And if we just look at NZD/USD, this was the cash rate decision. Last week I went long on NZD/USD as well, right over here. This one went up for about a 1 to 2 points 50 or something, and also somewhere in the middle, just like AUD/USD, I decided to close it because they did correlate. And later I said like, I'm happy I closed it, even though I should always stick to my trading plan, and I do always stick to my trading plan. But if I'm in too many different trades, then and if the percentage wise is up enough, then hey, just close it out. If you're happy with the amount of money that you made or with the percentage gains that you made, then just take it and move on to the next one. Man's got clapped, lol, one COVID case and everything, closing down everything. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, they had one COVID case in New Zealand and they're like, yeah, let's go for a complete lockdown there. Crazy. But hey, you see what kind of reaction they had on the market. This was the decision. Let's lock down. Boom. It's crazy. And every single NZD pair, this is something no one can expect. No one could say like, hey, this is going to happen. No, we can only see what happened afterwards. So keep that in mind. This is what happened on the NZD. Also, some interesting news on the Canadian dollar or on oil. Like, I'm not going to explain how exactly, but let's say two lines from the demand in oil are coming together. So it is possible that we're going to see some bullishness on oil. It is possible. Not saying that it will happen immediately or that I'm just going to blindly buy oil. That's something that was fundamentally based, explained a bit earlier by a colleague of mine to me, and it's like, okay, that's interesting to know. Now I want to see if the market presents me the same opportunity to go long on Canadian dollar pairs or not. So I have to keep that in mind as well. High ends, you have a max percentage loss in a week for you to stop that week. No, because I don't take too many trades normally in a week. I might take 4 or 5 trades a week. It depends on if the setup is there. If the setup is clear and clean to me, then I won't take. Then I'll just keep trading. If I have to be careful what I say because it isn't bringing good luck, like they say. But normally, if I would have like 3 losses in a row, I might say, hey, just taking some time off. I will look at the markets, but I won't be actively involving in the markets. I will just do some analysis. I will see, okay, what happened. I will try to see why certain things happened, where I went wrong, what the reasoning was, and then I'll try to learn from that. But I don't have it set. It's also like a feeling that you should have, because that feeling is very important. If you're feeling like yesterday I was talking to a colleague of mine, And he said, like, yeah, at this point I'm not going to take any trades because my mindset isn't right. I had privately some issues, or sometimes it could be privately, but sometimes it can also be with your trading, that you have had some issues. Yeah, touch wood, that was what I was looking for. That you have had some issues, trading issues, a lot of losses after each other, and it's like, hey, take a step back. Don't try to get your money back. Trust me, it doesn't work. If it works, then it will be just for a few times, just for one time or two times. But it on the long run, it won't work. Trust me, I tried it multiple times. I've spent a lot of money by trying to give me my money back, market, and all like, why would the market give me my money back? There's so much more institutions that take your money. So they're like, yeah, it doesn't work. So just it should be a feeling as well. You should always have your emotions under control. So keep in mind that these things are important to understand, like when you're trading. Mostly I don't look at, say, hey, if I'm down that much for the week, then I'm stopping. Usually if I would have a few losses in a row, I will take a step back, just like my private account, that's copied, but on my private account, I did have a good week last week, not a good week, an okay week last week. But if I would just keep my trades running, they would all have hit like break even or losses. So I would have like 2 losses, I think. Instead of, I would have a -2 if I would just have kept all of my trades running and didn't close them out. I would have a -2% last week instead of a +3%, for example. So that's also something that you have to keep in mind for yourself. Like if you're struggling at a certain week or 2 weeks, just try to look back, see what happened, write every single thing down that you did, and see what happened. What's the reasoning why you were wrong? Is there something that you missed out on, for example? Like, it's possible, but write down, did you take trades that you normally wouldn't take? Very important. If that's the case, then you know where the problem lies. Or after wins, I'm silent, also not good. How many percent of the risk on one trade? I only use 1% risk on every single trade. Not more, not less. It also depends on the trades you take. Like if you take 20, 30 trades a week, for example, if I would do that, then I would reduce my risk. But I only take 4 to 5 trades. If the setup is there, I'll take it, definitely. But if there's no setup, I'll just say like, hey, let's watch Netflix. No, just kidding. Don't watch. Yeah, you can watch Netflix, of course. But then we'll just say like, hey, let me do something else. Let me read a book. Let me read some fundamentals. Let me work on something that I have to work on. Let me build on the academy, for example. So all these kind of stuff we can do in between. But trust me, trading is the most boring, if you can call it a job. Trading is the most boring job you'll ever have. If you're trading like I do, for example, with less trades, more secure trades, then it's boring. You have to wait a lot. So take a good chair, relax in the chair, and look. If you're like, hey, you can say like, yeah, let's just be patient. Let's wait on the market. Let's do something. You can do whatever you want. So that's something you do have to really understand, that it's important that trading is boring. It can give you a decent return on investment on your money, but it's boring. So keep that in mind. Now, let's go to the charts, because that's what we're going over today. So with knowing that the Canadian dollar could have some strength, let's first look at oil. Oil still in that daily zone. It fails to go lower, it fails to go higher. Okay, what do we want to see on oil before I would even anticipate longs? A new structure to be formed, and this is still our entire daily zone. Remember, daily imbalance fill, daily zone, failing to go lower, but not going higher either. Still have imbalance to be filled at 73. I've been saying that for a while. But what's our structure look like right now? We have our structure points. What do we want to see? We want to see a break of structure. Boom. Something like that. Okay, so we want to see this get broken. And this is on a 4-hour time frame, so this is the bigger time frame. So this is our structure, our main structure that's created. We do have inner structure in between, but this is our main structure that's created. Yeah, I'm building a table. Life is very slow when you wait for quality, but it does pay well. True, it's true. So patience pays. How boring it can be, patience pays. So keep that in mind as well, that it's boring. Trading is boring. Okay, so we have looked at oil, Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. We do our interesting daily zone. So we have our zone. We know that we're in a daily zone. We have a daily imbalance we have daily imbalance that got filled as well, and we have new daily imbalance. Right now, the imbalance is made from this week. This is the daily imbalance, so keep that in mind. If you look on a 4-hour, it's approximately the same. So we can see that. What I would love to see right now is our, first of all, break this structure and preferably not fill the imbalance completely yet, because we still have imbalance in these zones as well. There we are, smaller time frame imbalance, but it's the same one. We have the 4-hour imbalance, is the same one as the daily. We could say like, hey, why don't you take the imbalance to, just because it's too big, to this point. Yeah, that's true. And on a smaller time frame, we will see that there's less imbalance, but I just have to know on a bigger time frame where the imbalance is at, so I can look and see what's going on. Right now, what I do want to see is the next 4-hour candle closure to be bullish, that we at least break this last order block, because this was the last movement down. So this is our last internal structure point, this one. We want to see it get taken, and then we can see if we can find an entry on it. So I'm going to add Ketchup to my personal watch list, and then once that has happened, I'll just flick through the time frames and see which one looks best. I do keep in mind that on the time frame that I'm trading, if it would be a 1 hour, that there's a possible order block sitting at 7280. So I keep that in mind. You're never sure about anything in these markets, so you have to keep in mind where the market could turn against you, go the other way around. But so just, you have to know that. If you know that, and you're okay with this breaking structure, not filling the imbalance, and then maybe come back to the, let's say the 4-hour, because it's the easiest to calculate, 17, let's say 17 and a half pips, 18 pips for about 90, 100, and if we're coming to the daily, 146, next area 202. So that's a good risk to reward to me. But we first have to break structure, and we cannot get, if market does this, for example, and comes to this point of interest, I will be hesitant on taking a trade. Why is it? Because then the market could also go down again, because we could fill this imbalance and go lower, or we could go fill this imbalance. Preferably, a more ideal situation would be our candle closure above, and then we'll just wait for the market to come back slowly, and then make a higher high. Okay. Oh, there goes MetaTrader. So CJ. CJ. This happens as well. So I was looking on longs on CJ, because we did come into a 1 hour point of interest, and we did come to the 1 hour order block. We did have an internal breakout structure. We did have 1 hour and 30-minute imbalance that could get filled, that I was looking to get filled before going long. First EP would be 87,500 for me personally, and then the trade would be invalid probably, because I could see a reaction to the downside from here, or higher as well. Definitely I could see us come higher as well, but I have to understand that it's possible that we're going to react to the downside from that zone. So I will then not look for buys anymore unless price action shows me it wants to go long. 15 minutes, yeah, nothing too clean just yet. But it's possible that we're just going to miss, that I just missed this trade with like 3 pips or something. It happens, no worries. On to the next one. I do have other possibilities to look for. Euro AUD. Euro AUD last week, I said I like 61, but I want to see price action. I want to see bearish price action. And if we just use the replay mode, because it's important to understand when or how or why you want to get in a trade, for example. Look, we came into the zone. Okay, now what happened? The 15 minute. This is the 15 minute. And I know some people like to look at the 1 minute. And probably on the 1 minute, they would say like, look, there is something, I go short. Or they went short in here already, got stopped out. Went short again. Maybe they went break even, maybe they didn't. I don't know their trade time, but I just don't trade on a 1 minute time frame. So what's happening? We are creating our... We're coming to the entry. We're coming to our point of interest. Now, is it showing you bearishness? To me, it isn't. So why would I try to short something that isn't showing me bearish price action? So right now, I would love to see some relief on it. We came to a 4-hour point of interest higher as well. Nothing I would personally trade, but I'll wait for us to see more price action on it, to see what's going to happen, and to say like, hey, up or down, we'll have to wait and see for that, of course. Euro Canadian, I have to be honest, I'm not liking Euro Canadian at the moment. Even though I'm looking at Canadian dollar strength, I'm just not liking Euro Canadian at the moment. So if I open a chart, this is also a lot of people try to say to me like, hey, how do you decide to put time and effort into analyzing a chart? This is very easy. I open a chart. This is really ugly. This all looks like healthy price action. These look like liquidity, but we did tap into the 4-hour zone, 2-hour zone if I'm not mistaken, but it's a 4-hour imbalance fill. So we did tap into a 4-hour zone. Then we came very close to a 4-hour point of interest. And if I'm not mistaken, this is an 8-hour, because somebody said like, look at the 8-hour. Yeah, this is an 8-hour order block. But then again, for me, I had a 4-hour point of interest where I wanted to see price action to go long. We didn't get there, and I didn't get the cleanest price action. We have imbalance to be filled. Correct. But besides this imbalance, so let me just mark it up. Besides this imbalance, for me, there's literally nothing to be seen. I know on a 30-minute time frame, there is this candle. That's true, because a colleague of mine showed me that, and it's definitely a decent candle. But as I said, I don't like to be in too many trades. I like to have a chart that is like, I'm opening the chart and I immediately see what I want to see. And I'll show you what it is on AUD NZD in a bit. Euro GBP, same scenario. This is healthy. This is still a little bit of imbalance. The 50% of the imbalance got filled. We see that. But where it is like, okay, we did have bullishness for sure. And some people could say like, look, this could have been your entry, this 4-hour order block. True. But why would I want to take this trade? I said it yesterday as well on a call. I would never want to take a trade just based on one single candle of price action. Just one single candle of price action. And especially not if we put on the sessions again. This is Asia. The end of New York, Asia. We're talking about Euro GBP, the euro versus the pound. In Asian session. Do you get what I'm trying to explain? So, all right, move on. Yes, we see price went long. Great. Perfect. Let it go long. I'm not in a trade. I'm not seeing anything. So why would I try to buy it or sell it? Euro yen yesterday, to be honest, yesterday I was looking at this 45-minute point of interest for us to go long. But I said the reasoning behind it was that where did this wick into? Oh, yeah, it's a point of interest from all the way back here in the 26th of March 2021. So way too long ago. Nothing for me to just go long or short. But I knew that this wick, I wanted to know where this wick tapped into. We had our internal break of structure through, but the 45-minute looked okay, but the rest wasn't looking okay. So what did I say? We need a break above this structure before I'm even looking at longs. Did we break the structure? No, we didn't. Would I be looking for longs? No, we didn't. No, I didn't. It's easy. No structure break, no entry. No interesting point of interest. No interesting order block, let me say it like that. Or no clean point of interest, no entry. No reasoning behind the movement that it made, no entry. And that's the boring part. And this is your NZD. Look, COVID, interest rate decision, let's screw everyone up. This is like, if we just go to a smaller time frame, this was like 190 pips. Just because we're having RBNZD. RBNZ. Okay, so yeah, this was something that I did mark up and I personally did not take because I just didn't like it. But this is important for yourself. So if you're trying something out, then just put it on TradingView and don't take the trade, or trade a demo, for example. But if you're trading a demo, try to do it with the confidence that you would do it on a live account. So this was an area that I said, like, I want to see price action when we come into this zone. And somebody said, why wouldn't you just go long? I said, because there's an order block lower as well. And I don't have the best relationship with EURUSD, me personally. So I'm not trying to date her or anything, because she always hurts my feelings if I try to. But I still have it on my watch list. Just participants, I can see your application. Okay, so I don't know what. Normally everything should still be good. So then I just mark it up, and I said, okay, what if I would have taken it? This would have been a loss. So it's normal. Why? I wanted to see price action. So now I can delete it because it was yesterday, and so like, let me just keep it to tomorrow to see. Maybe it would have just spiked me out and then went higher, but it didn't. It just gave me bearishness. Okay, so that's why you should not just blindly go in a trade if it's not according to your trade plan, or you should know what kind of pairs you like to trade and that work good for you. Do you have some advice to find good fundamental information? I watch Forex Factory, but I think it's in... Well, no, Forex Factory is just... Yeah, you can read some stuff on it. At this point, I wouldn't be able to say... to give you a good website for you to learn it, because fundamentals, you have to see the bigger picture. Fundamentals is not only like for example, the numbers that you see on FX News. It's not only like, okay, we did have the NZD 0.25%, forecast was 0.50%, and the previous one was 0.25%. So it's not always just, you have to understand what these numbers mean. You have to understand what the bigger picture is. You have to understand where they're looking at, what they want to see, the longer time frame play. And there you go, Forex Live. Sander has it. But we will have a full educational platform in the future with fundamentals as well. So everything detailed about fundamentals, you can find it as well in the future. But that will take a while, so sorry, it won't be for tomorrow or anything. Then we have GA, also nothing. We had like a 1 hour point of interest. We did, some people said, like, I went in on that. I said, okay, if you if people took it. I personally didn't because I wanted to see price action. But just based on this one, and we would have had like the stop 15 pips, and it dropped 17 pips. So for me, that's the reason to go break even. So this would have been a break even if I just would have let it run. I didn't because it already hit my TP2 area, and then I was like, hey, I'm not sure about it anymore. And I still agree, we did leave a lot of liquidity to the downside, so I still see this as potential liquidity where there's money sitting under, liquidity pools, some people call it. So, oh, just give me a second. So I still see all of these things as liquidity, but it's not because there's liquidity that the market has to take it now. Can come down later, doesn't matter. GJ, nothing. Looking at GJ, I know Sander, you should have kept your buy. So let's go over the next one because Sander will be pissed if we stay too long on GJ. But for me personally, we did fill 50% of the entire imbalance. Normally it should be there. Oh yeah, there we go, somewhere. But to me, this isn't the cleanest either. GU either. This was a loss that I have taken this week. So a lot of people say, hey, do you take losses? Yes, this was my loss, and actually I can delete it right now because I just wanted to keep it here to show you guys that there's nothing wrong with having a loss and admitting to having a loss. You see, all my partial errors were marked up. The reasoning why I wanted to take the trade was all written down, and yeah, I just went through it. It happens. If you can't handle a loss, then you shouldn't be allowed to trade, in my opinion. Or you should not expect to become a profitable trader. Sander meditated this morning. So NU, we went over that. UCAT. UCAT is just like CAT yen, but UCAT looks like we're still in between, but the dollar has a lot of things to do on it as well. So we're some extreme highs. We did not get a clean reaction from the first order block, so we can delete that. And now we're in this zone. So this is the entire zone. There we go. So UCAT, we know that UCAT is not only working on the dollar, it's also working on the Canadian dollar, of course. But then again, it's possible that we go down lower from this 4-hour order block. But for me, I wouldn't take the trade. We did, however, take out this liquidity, these highs. We did take them out. We filled probably, if this is the wick, filled 50% of the imbalance as well on a 4-hour. So we could see some downwards movement, but to me it isn't the cleanest one either at this point. So then I just prefer to stay away. Let me just be patient. And for last week, for the people that were looking at this buy, the reasoning why I deleted my order, why I deleted my buy limit, even though we still had liquidity to the upside, is because this was a 3-hour, a 1-hour, and a 30-minute and 15-minute point of interest. So if you just go to the 3-hour, we do see this was a 3-hour point of interest. If your 4-hour, if my 4-hour closed like this, then gave me this reaction, when we were up here, so like, let me just delete the order. If we break above, if we have a structural break, then I'll look to get an entry in. But after this 4-hour closure and then this retracement, small retracement, I decided to delete my buy limit just because I wasn't feeling too confident about it anymore based on this price action. So that's also something you have to keep in mind. A lot of times I might set a limit and I'll put an alert before my limit to see if it's still valid or not. Or I say like, okay, it's for me not valid because we go into this or to that area already. The win ratio, I don't know who you're talking to, Amaury, but that doesn't matter, to be honest. It's about your risk to reward and the amount of percentage gains you can have. You can have, so I know people that have a win ratio of 10% and they're making good money with trading. I know people that have a win ratio of 60%, and they're making not that good money in trading. So that's something you have to focus on for yourself. Write down every single thing, the reason why you take a trade, how you take a trade, and how you take your partials, and that's completely for your own trading plan. No one ever has something to do with the amount of money you risk, the amount of percentage you make. A lot of times, especially here in Belgium, we're not even allowed to talk about it. So that's about it. So UJ is going to I'm just going to delete my orders after this call. I already deleted them, I think. Yeah, I already deleted. So I really liked UJ for the buys, to take out the liquidity, to come back to the 1 hour, but I can delete it because I already deleted my buy. There we go. The reasoning behind, and I was enticed to go long on a 4 hour, but this candle was just way too big for me. Look, this is like no way that I'm taking a 48 pip stop. This is only up a little bit over a 1-to-1 right now. So that's not of my interest. Zero interest in that. For me personally, to go long with a 50 pip stop approximately, to get maybe like, yeah, that would not even be a 1-to, yeah, that would be maybe a 1-to 1.2, 1.3. I'm really not interested in those kind of trades. Me personally, that's some people have like a different opinion. That's great. I do respect every single person's opinion and every single person's way of trading, every single person that really is looking or wanting to trade. I just don't respect people who lie. Let me just say it like that. Okay. Then I do have on my watch list something. See that chef, we know, but Euro chef. This is looking juicy. So this is a daily zone that I did mark up yesterday. We're coming in extremely bearish, no lie. We do have a daily at 1.0820, something like that. We do have a 4 hour at 1.0743. So what do I want to see? I want to see more price action, just more price action. I want to see what's happening with the markets. I want to, I can't say it elsewhere. I want to see what's happening in the markets. Preferably, we would take out this high. That would be ideal for me. If we take out this high, then I probably will go long at around 1.07135 or something. I could have like 12, 13 pip stop, and then I could target for 80 pips already. That's like, let's say 1380. That's about a 1-to-5. But 75 is so that would be a 1-to-5 or something like that. And then I'll just if so have to understand, I say if this is going to give us a higher high based on this structure, where do you think we're going? All the way over there. But will I keep my position up until this high gets taken? Yes. But just 5 to 10% of my position. Not more. I will take my partials along the way. I will be happy with the partials that I take. I will be happy with the results I can have if it goes in my way. But I first need to see more price action. The 3 hours looking good. The 4 hours looking good so far. 2 hours looking good so far. 1 hour looks okay so far. So this could be our internal structural break that we're getting in about 12 minutes. 45, still have this imbalance. Looks okay. 30 minutes. So see, this is how easy it is. I'm in a daily zone. I'm getting a bullish reaction. To space with that's it. To space with Bezos. Yeah, Bezos should say like, give me some space, give me some room. Let me just have a look. CJ's probably so gone, and that happens. So I could say like, I missed that limit with 3 pips, and if you react like that, then you're never 100% sure. but then you can probably think that you're going to have some losses afterwards, because you want to get that back, or you want to say like, damn, I missed that, I'm going to just go long or short or whatever you want to do. So keep that in mind. So Eurochef is on my watch list. I will see what price action gives us, and then I will look for a possible. And this is not a trade that I'm taking right now, but if we could get in even somewhere over there, risk to reward correct, and a stop could be like, this is just purely hypothetical, 13 pips probably would be enough. Oh, that would be a little bit too much. If we just look at the partial areas, this is above a 1 to 6. This is above a 1 to 8. And what I say, 1.0820. If we're going to fill 50% of this imbalance and take out these wicks, 1 to 11, 1 to 13, 1 to 18, maybe 1 to 20. And let's just look at a daily. It's going to take out that high. That's about a 1 to 33. But then again, we need to see price action first. No clean price action, no clean entry point, no nothing, no entry. It's as easy as that for me personally. And how I like to see it is, look, this is not coming down for me anymore. So this is one that I missed. And this was also a very risky one. But before this, let me just, this is a daily zone. So I can actually delete this because I don't need it anymore. This was just something that I was explaining for study purposes. Like, this is a daily zone. And you see this type of a reaction from a daily zone. So this is a daily zone from December 2020. So a long time ago, nothing that I would be interested in to take. And I did call out shorts in there, and we missed one in here. So it happens. But seeing this kind of bullish price action, and let's say that this is not a daily zone. So this is all clean price action, nothing happened, it's clear, it's clean, it's there's nothing on it. It would be just something like this, and we spike up above to this zone. Then I would be very interested in taking a buy on the 4 hour or the 3 hour or even the 1 hour. But this is the type of price action I do want to see from a daily zone. So if Eurochef is giving me the same kind of price action from this daily zone, more bullishness. So right now we're already stalling. Still about more than an hour to go before the candle closes. And I think the 3 hour will close in a bit. Yeah, so we'll have to wait. So it's a lot of waiting. The 45 looks good. 30 minutes is looking okay as well. We'll just have a look. Okay, probably the 15 hasn't. 15 we could argue. Yeah, 15 could say broke structure already. 10 minutes. So if you look at the 1 minute now, people would say like, look, I know on a 1 minute time frame, people would probably have been gone long because we came close to a daily zone, went long. Afterwards, where would you want to go long again? Here? You would have missed it probably. And this isn't showing the bullish price action that you saw here. So why would it take this if you didn't take this, for example? So don't be misled by the smallest time frames either, because that I've personally, I know a lot of traders that trade a very small time frame, but they do admit, so those are the real traders, the true traders, the ones that are honest. They say, hey, I take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 losses before I hit that 1 to 10. And I'm okay with that. Perfect. Good for you. You're making money. I'm not able to swear, I think, on YouTube Live. So, for what everyone else thinks. If you're making money with the things that you're doing, what you like to do, go. It's okay. I can't stand having 4, 5, 6 losses. I'll probably throw my phone away then. Because then I know I'm doing something completely wrong and it isn't my way of trading. But if that's your way of trading, okay, great, go ahead. It doesn't matter. Keep it. So actually those were let me see, it's like this. So those were the things that I was looking at this point. And then Chef Yen, I'm going is gone for me. This was what I was looking at on Chef Yen, and I'm almost sure I was waiting for us to break this high, and then to come back to the 4 hour, and then to look for a possible long. This was where I first wanted to enter, and this was like very clean, fairly equal lows, liquidity leaving a 4 hour zone, a 1 hour bullish price action, not broke structure. It hasn't broken. It did not break structure then just yet, but this was the cleanest. I was like, yeah, this looks good, but it left. CJ went to the 2 hour. Yeah, I like the 1 hour and 30 minute because they still had imbalance, and there was still an extreme candle on a 10 minute. No, on a 15 minutes, but the 10 minute mitigated the other one. So where's my on the 5 minute then? Okay, the 5 minutes. Sorry, we had an extreme candle. We didn't get there. The thing was like, hey, the 10 minutes, this 10 minute candle mitigated this one, and then there was still a bit of imbalance, and we still had an extreme. But looking at what price action is giving us right now, it left the station, and actually the 45 minute looking clean, this zone. But then again, I would need to see some more price action. I would wait, preferably take out this high, come back maybe to the 45, having a very small stop. About, I could go like 8. First TP 64, 1 to 8, yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's good. I'm down 8 trades, bro, but my risk is same and all. Yeah, I know you trade with a very small risk that you take, so it's good. I told you as well, like, just reduce your risk. If you're taking 10, 15 trades a week, 20 trades a week, or even more, yeah, just reduce your risk. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you trade. Damn. This was my break of structure. Correction. Took it out. And it leaves on the I'm just looking at the chart on the 30 minutes. It leaves fairly equal lows as well. So it would be strange. Yeah, I'll just wait and see what more price action I could get on it. And even it didn't even mitigate the 4 hour look, but it is what it is. So there's no point of looking at it. AUD, I had the limit set, an aggressive one, just only on my aggressive account. But it's gone, of course, after this choppy price action, and that's about it. For today's today, then we out. What was your mind changing, or am I wrong? You did it also in the past. Oh wait, no, I never did that in the past. Amaury, I never traded like 20 trades a week, for example. There's a new guy in here. Let's see. Yeah, that could be a play. Personally, I know Brent in person. I know he likes to trade the smaller time frames. I don't like that. But when I was looking at the chart, I was looking at a 30 minute at 04904. Yeah, so it's approximately the same. But I'm just not going to take a trade on it just based on this ugly price action. And I do feel sort of way that we can get higher again. But I had a limit set at the 4 hour and at the 1 hour, so I split my risk. We could come down to the 30 minute for sure and then go up higher. But I like to be more of a waiting person on the other pair. So CJ is here. That looks the cleanest. And at this point, I'm just waiting on C Chef for us to break. No break, no entry. And then on Euro Chef for the same thing. But no break, no entry. It's actually as easy as that. And then, no, I missed it on the 4 hour. So I had 2 orders set. Just have to update it. One on the 4 hour, which I missed with about 3 or 4 pips. And the other one I made was at 1.0430, so I missed that one with like 18 or 20 pips or something like that. But I have to be honest, this was an aggressive trade, and I do have multiple accounts, so I was like, yeah, I could take this on the more risky accounts, and yeah, it didn't even come to it, so it's okay. I'm okay with that. I just have it. I'm just going to put it on my watch list because, yeah, for me it doesn't have to. Yeah, it has to show me where it wants to go right now, and then I can look for a possible entry. So I still have it on my watch list. CJ, I'll update all of my things after the session, so you guys don't have to worry about that. And then yeah, I think we're good to go. So so if you guys have any questions, leave a comment on the YouTube video that's going to be uploaded. And I do say to everyone, I wish everyone, a very successful and good trading week. I do have to leave right now because I have stuff to do, of course. I have to be patient waiting for the markets. I hope you got something from this, and I hope to see you guys all on not sure if it will be next week. It won't be me. Probably a colleague of mine will take over because I'm taking a week off, going on holiday. But that's something completely different. So yeah, I wish everyone a very good and successful trading week. Be patient, wait for the market to come to you, and remember that this is something you have to look for on a long term. So thank you guys, and we'll see each other on the next sessions. You can recruit me, Jambo. I'll send me a message and I'll join your team. Nah, just kidding. So thanks guys, see you, bye bye.